Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today, we are watching episode 14 of Death Note. Last episode, we have the budding relationship and romance between Light and Misa. We'll see where that goes.
Is it ever going to become something real and true? Is she going to actually convince him to fall in love with her?
No.
I don't know. Okay. Think about it this way. If she does exactly what he wants her to do, and she is very useful to him, would that then make him have some attachment or affection towards her? Maybe not completely romantic and healthy, but some form of protection, attachment, affection, something, if she proves herself to be super useful to the world he wants to build?
Up until a point. Like, if it ever came, if it ever came to an end, like, I have to choose between my greater goal or give a little leeway to keep her alive, I don't think he'd keep her alive. I think he will continue to do whatever it takes, bluntly, with
I think she'd probably offer herself, seemingly.
Yeah,
too, if that was the case.
Maybe if she doesn't have like an ulterior motive. I don't know. For some reason, after last episode and like me sitting on it for a couple days, I'm like, ooh, I think Misa's smart. Maybe she does have an ulterior motive that, you know, us, the audience, and Light doesn't know yet. Granted, there's nothing to suggest that. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing to go off.
But we have no evidence to corroborate her story about her parents.
Yeah. That whole thing was crazy. I can't, because we hadn't heard that at all from her end, you know, in her kind of.
But it would make sense, as a victim who a criminal came by, killed her family, and then there wasn't justice served, and then Kira came along and killed that criminal.
Yeah.
You know, to her, Kira really is the hero in the sense for justice.
Did she get her death note at that point after her parents were murdered?
See, I wish we had a more concrete timeline for that, because I was thinking maybe Rem realized that she would be a good user of the Death Note once he realized that she had respect for Kira. You know, I don't know what the timeline is. Has Misa been alive for longer? Did the jealous thing happen a while ago?
In my mind, it can't, right? If she had her own death note at that point, she would have killed the person who killed her parents.
No, I meant like, is she older than she appears?
Then why would Kira have just killed her parents' murderer? You know what I mean?
I mean, they could have been murdered while she already was out of the house. Or did she say she was in the house?
Yeah. And then how would she know who the murderer was? I think that she had to have gotten the death note from Misa after her parents were killed. Okay. So it had to have been somewhat recently. And that's just a lot of bad luck for Misa in a short period of time.
Literally almost murdered. Parents then murdered.
Opposite. Parents murdered,
and then she was almost murdered?
Because that's when she gets the death note, right? After she was almost murdered?
Yeah. Well, we don't know when Rem decided to come down.
Correct. Yeah.
The timeline. We don't know it. We don't actually know it concretely enough to say that is the chain of events for her.
But I'm excited to see what L does next, because I think that he definitely still suspects Light a little bit, for sure.
Maybe 7% now, somewhere in there.
But I wonder what he's going to expect from Kira to do. I know he wants, or thinks Kira's going to make the next move to Kira number 2, regarding that, so.
Light is safe now in terms of if the investigation team has him do anything else as fake Kira. You know, he's safe now because he has Misa. Yeah. And Misa won't act without his permission. So he's safe in terms of doing anything the investigation team wants him to do as a fake Kira.
Yeah.
So that is a good situation for him to be in right now. He has 2 death notes. He has Shinigami eyes. what is Elle gonna do now? Because it seems like Light has a real full stack of
to
cards
clarify,
against him.
He doesn't have them. He does not have a second Death Note, and he doesn't have Shinigami eyes. He potentially can have them at his disposal through another person.
Yes, that wants him to use her.
Correct, yeah.
So he kind of has them as like a weapon. Like he is the... Didn't they use that analogy in the last episode? Like he was the wielder and she was the weapon in a way?
Yeah.
Or did she offer it in that way?
But the weapon still has a consciousness.
Yes,
you know, like,
and we don't know what if she has any other motives other than wanting a boyfriend that has the same ideas of justice as her.
And even that, like, that could potentially, like, change at some point. They could defer on some small thing. They, you know, there could be a lot of potential issues. But I think that going forward, he's probably going to try to think of some way for them to meet Misa and Elle. Because that's the end goal,
He might
right?
recommend that Misa goes to the school.
Yeah.
For that purpose of seeming like a real relationship.
Yeah.
But also getting her to see and meet Elle.
I think that's the goal, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get Misa to meet Elle to eliminate Elle.
Yeah, I just don't know when he could possibly... I guess he could kill Elle and blame it on the second Kira. So it had no attachment towards him.
It wouldn't have any attachment towards him anyway. I mean, nobody would understand the whole premise of the Shinigami eyes and how they work.
Yeah. Unless, like I've said before, is there some lore about it?
Yeah.
Because she did mention the eyes.
Right, okay.
I don't know. At the moment, I think Light is pretty safe. Light has some barriers protecting him now. Yeah. He has a sword, you know. Elle doesn't really have anything right now going for him, except that he has some sort of eye on Light, but that's about it.
I mean, think about, like, Elle is literally fighting the biggest uphill battle in the world, and he's still doing pretty well. He doesn't know any of this Shinigami lore, because he doesn't have a Shinigami to explain it to him, so he is doing pretty well, all things considered. It's just...
Honestly, if Light wasn't so against giving up some of his life, this would all have been over in just a couple episodes.
Yeah, I'm a little hopeful that Elle gets something. I like seeing them somewhat evenly matched and going up against each other, you know?
Yeah. I just don't know what Elle could get that matches up with, like, magic.
Yeah, I get you. It doesn't even need to be magic. Maybe just some more information. Maybe Misa slips up or something. I don't know. I'm ready to get into it.
Yes.
Yeah? Sweet. How many episodes are in this show?
37, she says with a question mark.
Not even close to halfway done, and I'm so happy about it.
Me too, I'm really happy about it. But it's like, that's so much room for more crazy stuff to happen that we never would have imagined.
I want to know more about Elle's backstory, like, as a viewer.
That might hold some big secrets for us and for him in his fight with Kira. There might be something in his past that ends up aiding him now that we think it's kind of not evenly matched at the moment.
I just think there might be like I don't even think it will give us anything per, like, you know, the big battle plot between the two of them. I just want to know, like, why is he in the position that he's in? Who is Watari? Who is Watari to him? 3 times.
Minus your dad, right?
I'll kill her too. She's the only person who knows Kira's true identity. I can't let her live much longer.
Did we get that at the end?
Mm-mm.
Could you show me your Shinigami? I really want to see him.
Not gonna show her where the actual note is. That's smart.
Hey there, how's it going?
Oh, look at that! You're a completely different type of Shinigami than Rem, aren't you? Nice to meet you.
She's not even phased.
Oh, and by the way, Light Darling, do you know how to kill a Shinigami?
Did you just call me darling?
Ask Mr. Mogi to start following Light so we can keep tabs on what he's doing.
You want him followed?
Ability that the second Kira might try to contact him somehow.
No, I'm serious.
Light's gonna have to start going on some fake dates.
So, if a a Shinigami has feelings for a human and kills someone else in order to extend that human's life beyond its natural end, the Shinigami will die?
That's right.
Good luck trying to find a Shinigami who'd volunteer to do that.
Honestly.
One more thing. Do you still have the videotapes and envelopes with your friend's fingerprints on them?
Uh-huh.
But before you do, I need you to send one last video.
What's it gonna
Okay.
say?
Place you haven't used yet. It should say, decided to stop searching for Kira, and I'd like to thank the police department for all of its advice. However, I still plan to help Kira in his mission. I hope that in time he will come to see me as an ally. I will start by punishing criminals that Kira has yet to judge. I will share my power with others who I feel are worthy, and I will encourage them to do the same. Together we'll make this world a better place. They suspect that there are already 2 people with this power, so it wouldn't be a stretch to assume there could be.
That's
Good,
big
good,
true.
okay.
As are growing, then they'll start to panic. Can you promise to say nothing?
I promise. So this must mean that we're officially friends now, aren't we?
Well, sure, I guess.
I'd like to add one condition.
What
You
is
have
it?
to go on a
Yes!
date at least once
That's
a week.
fine.
Elle already suspects that I'm Kira. Do you see what I'm saying here?
No way.
Anyway, it's all worked out well for me because thanks to that, I've also been able to get close to Elle.
You and Elle are in contact with each other? Then that's even more amazing. This is getting so exciting.
She is me.
Elle figures he's safe as long as I don't know his real name. He came right out and told me who he was just to get to me.
Best episode.
Great. So all you have to do is take me to where Elle is and I can see his real name for you.
If all of a sudden someone I just met gets too close and at the same time the police detect changes in Kira or the second Kira's behavior, that person will be suspected of being the second Kira.
You gotta play this right.
So is that why we can't go on dates? We can't be seen in public because it'll look too suspicious?
I can't eliminate Elle without you, so I'll call you and see you as often as this situation allows.
You will?
To make sure that our meetings don't stand out, I have to make sure that I'm seen with other girls, okay?
Huh? What do you mean?
Disguises.
I don't want you to! If I see you with another girl, I'll kill her.
Scary.
Holy shit!
Sweetie.
Sweetie!
This is not a game. It sounds like you're confused. Maybe it feels that way to you, but you're here because you admire Kira. You don't even know me. We just met.
Don't you believe in love at first sight?
No?
Of course he doesn't.
But from the moment I first saw you, I knew.
What is wrong with this guy?
It just doesn't make sense to him.
I think you're forgetting I have both notebooks. If you don't obey me, I can easily kill you.
You don't know her.
I would never allow that, Light Yagami. If you do anything that results in this girl's death, the first thing I'll do is write your name in my death note.
Oh my god.
Kill you. I'm sure you realize that I can see her lifespan. If she happens to die before that time, I'll know it was you who killed her.
If you tried to save me, you would die too.
Yes, you are correct. But I'm quite willing to accept that outcome.
Holy shit.
I was wondering if Rem would. I was so wondering.
Yeah, what is it?
You really shouldn't have a girl here this late.
Oh, of course.
Right, she's cute, Mom. I like her.
Shinigami is going to kill me if I kill that girl.
That's a wrench in your plan, like.
Yeah.
That means that I'll be forced to.
How would you
Haha.
kill the Shinigami?
Do you think Rem just said that to kind of throw light off
No.
of the idea? Or I think Rem meant
Yeah.
it. I felt like Rem meant it from when they had that scene of him kind of like him staring at Misa, you know?
As things stand, she's a bigger nuisance than Elle is.
Honestly, I mean, that's love for you.
More importantly, I need to think of how I can use Misa's eyes.
L first, then Misa, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I can eliminate him. It's not just Dad. You can't tell anyone else about her either. You see, Misa's an up-and-coming model, so people can't know about us.
I'll keep it a secret.
For 50 bucks?
I love Ryuk so much.
I have to go down there at some point so I can see Elle's reaction first.
Look at the light coming from his eyes.
I thought you and I were seeing each other. That is, we're more than just friends, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
But you don't look like you enjoy being with me. I mean, you haven't even looked at me once.
guess I was just thinking about how everyone's gonna be talking about us now. Think that I'm actually going out with Miss Takata, the famous Miss Todai. I mean, you're the most beautiful woman at this school.
So he really does have fake girlfriends now? So that's the guy that's tailing him, right?
I think so.
Your timing couldn't be better, actually. We just received a new video message from the second Kira.
Do you think it's gonna be exactly what he wanted, or there's gonna be...
I mean, there's gonna be... She doesn't want him dating other girls. So she might do something.
I've decided to stop searching for Kira.
Okay,
Okay.
that was correct.
Thank the police department for their advice.
Okay.
However, I still plan to help Kira in his mission. I will share my power with others who I feel are worthy, and I will encourage them to do the same.
That was everything.
Watching this, I can only think that Kira and the second Kira
Have already met.
contact.
Ah, shoot!
What makes you say that?
I was sure you'd come to the same conclusion I did after watching this once through.
Yeah, it was kind of...
Definite change of tone.
It begs the question, why didn't he do this to begin with?
Yeah.
I suspect the purpose of this message is to hide the fact that they met.
Huh.
But are we to believe that Kira made a mistake this time? Or is this his way of letting us know that they've made contact? It would be an effective means of provoking us. However, this is also one less reason to suspect that Light is Kira.
Yes!
What do you mean by that?
I don't think this is the message he would have had the second Kira send us. It doesn't fit. He would have made the second Kira go through with his plan to have me appear on TV. He'd make him say something like... Although I agreed not to go through with this, I have come to realize that it was not Kira's true intention that I stop.
Ryuzaki.
Yes, Light?
I think you're mistaken. I would never do that if I were Kira. Well, if you're Elle and I'm Kira, then I'd already know your personality pretty well. Elle would never agree to appear on TV, no matter what threat he was facing, and he wouldn't allow someone else to die in his place. The Elle I know would find some way to escape the situation.
So, you figured it out.
Was that a test again?
I think so.
Oh.
I just wanted to let Ryuzaki know exactly what I thought of his plan.
Oh my god.
You're not Kira. That is, it would be a problem if you were Kira. Because I feel you're the first friend that I have ever had.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The two of us have a lot in common.
I want this whole story to just
Too
end right now.
stunned
I
to
want
speak.
every...
This show is now just a best friend show.
We should play tennis again soon.
Yes.
God damn it.
Elle is gonna get his heart broken. And then I'm
I
gonna
am
cry.
so upset right now. I need everything else in the story to stop other than their
Just
friendship.
their friendship. They are just now gonna hang out for this is a slice of life.
I've got to eliminate him right away.
But he's your friend.
I can't afford to be seen with Misa.
Right on time.
I was just on my way to your house when I spotted you.
Oh no.
First time in my life that I've been provoked to hit a woman.
People saw.
Another girlfriend.
Oh,
Locked
no.
door.
Rem, you are Misa's ally, aren't you?
Certain events made me develop feelings for her.
Feelings, but you're a Shinigami.
So, if Misa is happy, does that mean that you'll be happy as well?
I suppose you could say that.
Misa,
Yes,
if I was happy, would that make you happy too?
yes.
Ryu.
Could you ask Rem to kill Elle? Rem said that your happiness was important, but what do you think would happen if Elle caught one of us? It means our happiness would be ruined. That's right. And if you agree to kill Elle, it would only make me love Misa that much more.
But then Rem would die.
Right? Rem's only way of killing L would be to write his name in a death note, right?
It's all I ever wanted.
What are you gonna do, Rem? He's using it against you.
That's a shame.
Fine. As you wish, Light Yagami, but I do not like you. Will not kill me even
Right,
if
because
it
it's not a
means
direct
lengthening
threat to
your life.
Misa at the moment, right?
I will kill Elle for you.
Hooray! Oh, Rem, thank you so much. I knew I could count on you.
He did not expect that.
That's all it
What was that emotion there? What was that emotion? Because he didn't look...
Okay. Back to the discussion. Okay, that was episode 14 of Death Note. I completely get you. That
emotion was weird.
I think there was a little surprise that, oh, that's all it took, because it shouldn't have been that easy. But my heart is like, maybe he's second guessing wanting to kill L. You know, or isn't it might not be that easy for him.
I feel like he presented that to Rem, not thinking that Rem would actually take it.
Definitely.
And to me, that means that he wasn't actually wanting Rem to kill L. Maybe he wants L's death to be on his own hands or something for some reason. I don't know. Maybe the idea of it being so there, like, yeah, I'm gonna kill L is like a lofty kind of head thought, you know? But like once it comes to like a real thing that's actually gonna happen, maybe he's second guessing it.
So I missed something, I am not paying attention enough, or Rem is going to kill herself by killing L.
No, I think if you think of it, a Shinigami, I feel like the situation where they die is because they do something to protect or lengthen the life of the person.
No, not permitted to undo what's fated.
Yeah, and that's what happened was Misa was literally about to die. Jealous undid the fact that Misa was about to die.
Yeah.
L is not a direct threat on Misa's life.
Correct.
He's just a person that Misa wants dead. I don't think if Light wanted someone dead and Ryuk killed them, that it would then kill Ryuk.
If L has a clock or whatever over his head that said he's going to die in 25 years, and then Rem goes and kills him now, is that not undoing what's fated? Because it's fated for him to die in 25 years, and then that is interrupted, and he dies now.
But I feel like they're just allowed to decide to kill anyone at any time. The only thing they're not allowed to do is to stop something.
I think the only thing we were told was not permitted to undo what's fated.
I think it's more you're not allowed to add more life. Because the problem was that Jealous added more life onto Misa, which took it from him. That's the thing. Rem wouldn't be adding more life to her by killing L.
But that happened after Jealous died, right?
Exactly. Well, no. Well, he died because he basically gave his life to her.
I thought he died because he killed the other person.
In a roundabout way.
I thought he directly died from writing that person's name in his death note.
Because he added more life onto Misa by killing the person that was about to kill her.
Are you saying that he wrote Misa will live in his death note, or he wrote this person will die in his death note?
He wrote that person would die, which in turn, she was literally fated to be about to die. I think It's all about adding life to a human that shows that you love them.
So you don't think that there's going to be any consequence to Rem from...
No, because he's not giving any of his... Jealous disappeared because Jealous gave up his years, basically.
What? Really?
That's what I took from it.
Okay. All right.
So Rem wouldn't be sacrificing himself killing L because L is not directly about to murder Misa.
I thought it was if it was interrupting something or changing something that was fated. If a Shinigami interfered with what the predetermined human should have happen to their life.
Yeah, but I thought a Shinigami could come down and just kind of randomly kill everyone when they wanted. You know, but I think Ryuk was like, they kind of got bored with that, so they just kind of don't really do it as much anymore.
Okay.
But I think it's more that a human got their life extended because of a Shinigami's choice. That was the problem. Sayu and Light's mom are going to find out that Light is dating multiple women, and they are going to be pissed.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, come on. He thinks that he's not gonna have issues with dating multiple girls. Like, he's gonna have a lot of people hating on him. He's not gonna be as likable as he has established himself as. because no one likes a 2-timer or a 4-timer or whatever he's going to be because he said multiple girls. Misa's not gonna like it.
Did you expect, do you think that Elle, I feel like it's a percentage, but the reason that Elle said the friend thing to Light, what percentage of truth to, I'm saying this to get something or get a reaction or get...
I think that Light operating under his 90% of believing Light is not Kira believes that if Light is not Kira, then he really does think of Light as the perfect friend for him. The person that gets him, understands him, can be on the same level as him. I think it was real, you know, because, like, he only suspects Light 5-7%, somewhere in there. And I think he meant it, like, especially if Light is not Kira, Light's kind of like the perfect best friend for Elle.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, is the, like, percentage-wise...
It could also be a trigger for that 7%.
I think that he could have, like, said it with, like, a, okay, you know, if he is Kira, then it could
He
cause
said
him to do
something
this.
heartfelt and out of character for him to just come out and say, a surprise, that he knew if Light was not Kira, Light probably feels the same way, that they both get along and they think the same. Yeah. And that if Light is Kira, it's a trigger. It's something, an issue. An emotional... You know what Elle was kind of doing? He was kind of putting an emotional, moral dilemma there for Light, which could be perceived as Light's reaction at the end to Rem saying he'd kill Elle. I don't know, the timeline of Elle being like, I think of you as a friend, and then 5 minutes later in the episode, Light isn't making his, like, ha ha ha, like, red eye face at the camera, being like, Elle's gonna die, which is what I would have expected, that he's kind of just shocked, which could have just been because he was surprised that Rem agreed. I don't know. Timeline-wise, it makes you kind of be like, second guess, does Light feel like Elle's a friend, or have some... Light has said before that he didn't want to kill anyone that he knows, or, like, that he's close to. We don't believe he would kill his dad. We don't believe he would kill his mom or his sister. We don't believe he would kill friends at school, obviously, unless they got in the way. But Elle has kind of wiggled his way, you know, into the hearts of the audience. Maybe he's wiggled his way a little bit into giving a slight dilemma to Light.
You know what's interesting? We started this episode out, like, I think you literally said, like, Light has a sword, you know, and then I was like, yeah, I want something that Elle could, like, have to, like, kind of level the playing field, or for it to be a more equal, fight, I guess, or whatever their, like, ongoing, you know, relationship is. I wanted there to be something that Elle had, you know, for his advantage, and without literally changing any situation, the situation's changed. Like, learning more information and seeing more about Misa's relationship with Light has now changed the situation to make Misa more of a liability. Seeing how she, within the first week, seemingly, surprised Light in the middle of the street, interrupting his plans of, like, his actual plans, you know?
She's not going to completely behave and obey.
Yeah.
She is a girl. She feels like she's in love with him. She doesn't want him dating other women. She's gonna do something that he doesn't want her to do or agree upon, if that's kill another girl he's dating. He's going to have to kind of protect himself by making that relationship as real as possible.
I don't know. I think it's just putting, like, what I was gonna say was, like, other than Misa, then you have Elle's, like, whole point of view with him kind of figuring out so quickly what the reasoning for Light's message was as the second Kira appearing on TV. Like, why he would have done so, and the whole, like, friendship kind of, like, nugget that he threw in there.
The energy was thrown off in different directions
without like doing or changing the scenario really too much. Like, the little nuances of each relationship has completely kind of changed who has the momentum.
There's like emotional energy that has been added in that's like slight different emotions than before.
Yeah. I think that Elle definitely doesn't have an advantage right now over Light, but I think Light is definitely on the back foot a little bit because he's juggling a lot of things in his plate right now. And I don't know. It's harder to juggle something when it's a person doing their own things that are going to contradict your plans, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a good sign knowing that literally one of the first directions you gave Misa, she is disobeyed, in that is going to, of course, make Light try to hurry up to figure out a way to get rid of Misa. And
which he can't because he knows that no matter what, if Misa dies before she is sanctioned to die, Rem is going to just believe that Light had something to do with it and kill him.
Unless my belief that I'm pretty sure is wrong based off of what you said, if Misa does die killing L, then that gets rid of Misa. Or, sorry, not Misa. If Rem dies getting rid of L, that kills Rem.
I mean, you could be right in thinking maybe they don't believe it would kill Rem at the moment, or Rem doesn't believe it would kill them. But maybe it would actually, because that there is love in Rem's feelings towards Misa, and that's guiding Rem's actions.
Okay.
So maybe it's just the lofty idea of if your actions as a Shinigami are guided by love, then you die.
Why could Rem kill L and not Ryuk in your mind? How does that work?
Maybe it's because I think Ryuk could kill L. But I don't think Ryuk would agree with it because the thing is, Light had to use Rem's love for Misa to put it on the table for Rem to do.
Yeah, okay. But
what are you going to offer Ryuk? Hey, Ryuk, I will give you all of the apples you have ever desired if you kill L. Has Light tried that?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe it would work. I promise to play video games with you every single day and feed you unlimited supply of apples. Ryuk would probably be like, yeah, whatever. Or he'd be like, no, this is too fun to watch. I'm gonna keep L alive.
I mean, he picks and chooses when he helps. He helped with the surveillance system, you know?
Yeah.
But, okay, that makes sense. How do you think that they'd go? Would Rem kill L by writing his name in the Death Note? Or would it be some other, physical means? Or,
I think Death Note.
Okay.
Because Rem, that's the thing. 3 Death Notes in one room. Wait, no. Ryuk has one too, right?
Yeah.
Because Ryuk said that he had 2 somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But we know Rem has 2 because one was Jealous's.
Mm-hmm.
So there was 4 Death Notes in one room in that last scene, and that is wild.
I feel like if Light figures out where Misa is keeping her Death Note, he is going to be pissed. She, kept it under her bed or something.
I just had a thought. So in the tape that Light had Misa send saying that they would give the power to other people they deemed worthy?
Mm-hmm.
What if they start creating a bunch of copycat killers? Leaving pieces of the Death Note paper places.
I don't think you could do that, right? Could you?
And then easy for the police to capture, but no evidence of where they got the paper or how they did it. Who gave it to them?
Okay. When Ray Penber wrote down the names of everybody else, his writing down the names of it was the thing that killed them? Can a person who hasn't been given the Death Note use the Death Note that freely?
I believe if I don't know.
Because he was given the page of the Death Note covered partially and then wrote the names in.
Yeah, but Light had already written kind of
how they died.
Everything else.
Yeah.
So if Light writes everything else on the paper, or Misa writes everything else on the paper, and then they leave scraps of paper, this person will die of a heart attack in 5 hours, and someone comes along and just writes a name on it, would that create distraction copycat killers that they can't trace back to Light?
I'm sure, but I don't know if Light would do it. That is such a direct opposition potentially to his actual mission of being Kira, right?
Right, but I'm thinking, would it be a possible protective measure
that he would be forced to
get attention completely off of him and Misa?
Yeah, maybe at some point. Not right now, I don't think. I don't think he's pushed to that right now because there probably next episode will be more attention on them after we saw pedestrians in the street see that interaction.
And we know that he has already started having fake relationships at school. Misa's gonna start going to that school once she finds out, just so she can be around. Like, she'll be like, oh, I'm not killing them. I'm just making sure no one wants to date you. That kind of energy.
That scene of Misa saying, like, I will kill any girl that I see you talking to, that was awesome. That was amazing.
I totally believe her.
And then Ryuk was like, scary.
I know, Ryuk loved it. I feel like Ryuk is us. Ryuk is the viewer. He is the audience of this show. Ryuk is us. He feels the way that we do. He's entertained by the things that we are. He's laughing at the twists and the turns and the, oh, what are you going to do about this? Oh, it's getting interesting. Ryuk is there to be us.
I don't want L to die.
I don't want L to die either. I don't feel like that's even in the realm of possibility.
But how's he going to get out of it? What's going to happen? Like, what's going to stop it?
Something. The only thing
Misa finding out about another girl and telling Rem not to do it?
The only thing I can think that would keep L alive through the end of this is if Light decides to keep him alive. And either keep him at a distance and keep protecting himself for the rest of his life, or somehow Kira's justice changes and him and Light become a duo. I don't know. No, right? Because I don't think Elle would forgive him for his past things he's done. Oh, dude, maybe Elle gets his own death note, and then Light's like, shoot, I can't kill Elle because now we're like, you know, could both kill each other at any second. Everyone that already knows is just laughing at us right now because we have no clue.
So I apologize. I don't have my same notebook that I've used since episode 1, so I'm missing a lot of the Death Note rules. We got them lost in like our move, but I have a few rules from a few episodes. One I thought was interesting is a person can shorten their own life with the Death Note, and I'm trying to think how like that could be, I guess, used. Do you think like Light would ever make Misa shorten her own life?
Yeah, but if Rem knew that he convinced Misa to do anything that would kill Misa, then...
Yeah, I don't know.
If Misa does anything weird that affects her lifespan, Rem is going to assume, because obviously Misa said she will obey and do whatever to make Light happy. And if that happiness kills Misa or hurts Misa, Light is dead.
Yeah.
Will Ryuk... that's a big question. If Rem ever comes to the point of being about to kill Light, is Ryuk gonna do anything?
Maybe not at his own, like, cost of something, but if it didn't cost him his own life, maybe. Like, for his own enjoyment, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering if over time, other than enjoyment, Ryuk actually likes to be around Light.
Yeah.
And if it is the pet scenario that the other Shinigami were saying.
If he did, then potentially he'd help him, you know? Like, more directly by killing somebody like L. But who knows? At the end of the day, I think Light was even taken aback by the fact that Rem is going to supposedly kill L.
Yeah, and it's probably just me hoping that Light cares for L, that says that the look on his face was suspicious or odd. But I could probably be definitely wrong on that, and that he was just more surprised that Rem so willingly.
It's our hope that
that
Light like has seemingly maybe never had a real friend himself because of his like intellectual like placement in life, and that he sees similarities in L and is like, oh, well, I could actually have a friend for the first time ever. But that's just hopeful.
Think about it this way. Light was established as a popular character that had many friends.
Yeah.
But none seemingly to be close enough to be like,
nobody in his life.
What is going on with you? I haven't seen you very often. Like, up his, you know, all there all the time.
Yeah.
Knocking on the door, showing up. He doesn't have a friend that shows up randomly at his house to be like, dude, you're never hanging out with me. Or that knows his mom and, like, is hanging out eating downstairs when Light comes downstairs. Like, that's some best friend type energy, and it doesn't seem like Light ever let anyone that close to him.
So, like, that's my hopeful, like, a scenario.
Elle just starts coming to hang out.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for you.
Doesn't that change things, though? That if Elle has established that he feels a friendship towards Light, doesn't that mean that Elle might then start to try to be around Light more in a friendship way? Like,
maybe
coming
after
over to the
Kira's
house, doing more stuff, coming back to school. Light said the thing about school, like, you haven't been there very often.
Yeah, I think, like, if he had time for it or deemed it acceptable, because obviously priority one's Kira.
I know.
All right, that's it from you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.